I wonder if he's related to Will Riker.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Who's Will
I would
Riker?
think so. Jeremy Riker.
I know.
I doubt he's related to Will Riker. Jesus
I don't know who Will Riker is.
Fucking Will Riker.
I don't know who Will Riker is.
He's not a character in the book.
Thank you, I gather that now.
But why'd you tell me he's probably related to
Because I didn't know that you were talking... I didn't know who Will Riker was before that until I didn't realize that you weren't talking about it in the book.
Warning, the following show will spoil the hell out of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire books and the TV show A Game of Thrones. Also, you're probably going to find a fuck ton of bad language. The explicit tag is there for a reason.
Death and boobies, 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 death and boobies.
Welcome back to the Ironwood Network Book Club podcast. I am your host, Maester Ironwood, and with me, as always, are Lady Wyvern and Widow Wolfsbane. Ladies, how are you doing today?
Pretty good today. How about you guys?
I'm doing really good. It's been a really good day.
We're here. We're going to talk about Tyrion. Tyrion Chapter 3.
Hell yeah.
Tyrion's at the wall. The midget at the wall.
The midget at the wall.
The midget at the wall. The dwarf at the wall, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you're going to call it.
Never.
I'm not
Is that like... is that going to be like our possible, like, chapter name?
That's a possible one. I don't know if anybody has anything else.
I was thinking like the dwarf in black, but...
Somebody forgot.
She never remembers.
She forgot the one rule of the podcast.
You can't remember...
The one rule of the podcast changes every week.
No, it's been that way for 3 weeks.
But we only have one rule.
Yeah,
that's why it's been that way for 3 weeks.
Been that way for 3 weeks. The one rule we have is you have to come up with a name title so we can come up with a name for the chapter.
Yeah.
That's not the rule we were talking about this morning.
I was thinking, that we were talking about the last rule.
And how that one had to go bye-bye so we could implement the
new standard.
The new title rule.
The new title, yes.
Because we can only have one rule to rule them all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I forgot the rule. Sorry.
One rule to ring them all.
That's true. I'm going to get you a ruler that says that. I think that'll be quite puntastic.
That'd be fantastic, yes.
Yeah. So...
A circular ruler.
I was thinking of...
one rule to ring them all.
Yeah, circular rule. One rule to rule them all. Isn't it?
No, one rule to ring them all.
I'll have to get two...
They're like one of those like needle point circular thingies, and they just draw a ruler on the outside of it.
Oh, I could do that.
And that'll be the one rule to ring them all.
So it's called a protractor?
Yeah, I was thinking getting two protractors.
And taping them together.
Yeah, taping them together, and then just cutting the centers out.
There you go.
See?
Whatever you want to do.
And so it'll be a ruler all the way around. It'll give you degrees, though. But that's fine.
That's fine. I'm metric, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right,
oh my goodness.
So we're here talking about Tyrion. And, well, before we get started, I want to let everybody know we have a patron.
Our first patron.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we have a patron. Benjamin jumped in at the $5 level.
Yeah, he did. He went balls first in there.
Into the icy waters of the north.
Yes.
We're thankful he did, though.
We are thankful that he did.
Yes, absolutely.
So he gets to do a podcast
So Benjamin will be on as soon as we can arrange it, he'll be on an upcoming episode with us, recording a chapter.
That'll be fun.
That'll be really cool. We'll get together, we'll probably do a Google Hangout and record it. And
you get to see how crazy we really are.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, how much shit we actually go through before Maester cuts down the episodes to what you guys listen to.
So Ben, just be prepared for 7 hours of recording for an hour and a half of podcast.
Yeah, take the day off of work, man.
It's probably a good idea to do that.
You might want to have some alcohol close by to deal with our shit.
Make sure you eat some breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay, so Widow has requested the opportunity to attempt a brief, I stress the word brief.
Brief.
Like under 2 minutes.
So not boxers. Just brief.
Maybe boxer briefs.
Maybe boxer briefs. Okay,
the most comfortable of underwear.
That's true. I might be able to work with that.
A brief under 2 minutes. I'm going to time you.
Okay.
Synopsis of the chapter.
Okay.
He's going to time you, honey.
All right. Well, you have to let me know when my timer starts.
As soon as you're ready, you say go, and then we'll go.
Or how about you just start?
All right. Yes, I say, or I could just start. All right.
Start.
Press start now. Press start now. Press B to jump.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and give us the brief synopsis of Tyrion 3?
Alright, so Tyrion and the whole group of the guys in black are in the dining hall. They're all eating some delicious crab. Then Tyrion starts poking some fun at Sir Alliser and humiliates him in front of everybody. And then at the end of it, Commander Mormont's like, well, come with me to my chambers. We're going to talk about some shit. So they start talking about how serious it is and that he wants Tyrion to talk to his family members about getting more people up to the wall because they need people since they've got less than 1,000 people or less than 100 people at the wall at this point.
1,000.
Yeah, less than 1,000. And that's for the whole length of the wall at this point. They've got 1 man for every 3 miles or something.
It's 3 men for every 1 mile.
Sure. And then, so they do that. They go over everything. Tyrion's like, alright, well, I'll try, but I don't think it's gonna happen very much. And then he starts deciding he's tired, he's gotta wake up early. Goes to go back to, I'm gonna go to his room, and then instead it's like, I'm gonna go walk up the wall one more time. So he goes up to the top of the wall. We run into our good friend, Jon Snow. And it's the last time that we see Jon Snow and Tyrion together for probably quite some time, if ever. And they have a conversation about what's going on. And then Tyrion decides he's going to go back to bed after being left alone on the wall.
How long was that?
It was close.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Very vague, but close.
Well,
Yeah.
if she gives us details, we always jump in and talk about those details.
Yeah. Every time I do something detailed, it ends up in a conversation, like 4 conversations.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Yeah. I get too detailed, and then we get into the conversations about those details, and then it just and then the synopsis takes like 45 minutes.
That.
Yep, just like that.
See?
So, okay, so I know that you are dying to bring back your weather segment.
Yes! I love the weather segment.
So,
why?
Weather segment.
It's not hurt.
We're back with a weather segment this week on the podcast. So why don't you go ahead and give us a breakdown of the weather?
Alright guys, so I'm Widow Wolfsbane with the weather segment of Westeros, yay! So, I needed to have an introduction, I felt like it was time. So, it is very cold and very snowy at the wall here in Westeros. We're
Imagine
having
that.
some nice clear skies, the wall is nice and solid, nice cold temperatures, no weeping, and it is balls cold at the top, and Jon and Tyrion don't want to stop walking because if they stop walking, they'll freeze to the wall.
Balls cold.
Balls cold. Can't handle it.
Balls hot.
Balls hot and balls cold. Like mangina cold. Like they just shrivel right back up there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's balls cold up there. And, that's what I'm going with. That's my weather report.
Oh, so nothing important in the weather report.
Well, I mean,
it's cold at the wall.
just that it's really fucking cold, and that I feel bad for them, and that's one of the reasons why Tyrion's also leaving, is he can't get the fuck away from that cold fast enough. I mean, he's had enough time there, and he's not joining.
Keep working.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's scared that Jaime might think that they talked him into joining the Night's Watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the horse from Casterly Rock to the wall would go screaming.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably true.
I think it's true.
The economy would die.
Yeah.
Well, the whore economy would, for sure.
I think Robert would pick up the slack.
Oh, well, that's true.
Does he actually pay for it, though?
Oh,
No.
I'm sure.
Really?
Do you think he does? Do you think he doesn't?
No, I'm sure he does.
I think he gets it all for free.
I would think he gets it for free, and the whole fact that, like, all the whores get to sleep with him. So there's that.
You gotta remember, it's not the whores that choose whether it's free or not.
No, that's
It's a
true.
little finger.
They work for pimps.
That's true. And he's got to pay those pimps. Well, he doesn't have to pay those pimps.
That
Somebody's
pimp
got to
is
pay those
Littlefinger.
pimps.
Right. Somebody pays the pimps.
Yeah.
And in many of the brothels, it's Littlefinger who owns them, yeah.
Yep.
Now, Littlefinger may let him
Do it
use
again.
his houses for free
Mm-hmm.
to garner favor.
That's true.
And that's a smart move on his part.
That's what I expected was happening.
He doesn't have to leave the castle. Doesn't he just usually have the horse come? I would have the horse come to me.
Most likely, the
Yeah.
whores just come there. I mean, yeah.
Well,
It's easy.
I know in the show there's a couple scenes where there's horrors in it.
Yeah, they can't
Well,
be
yeah,
anywhere
because-
else in the castle except the king's bedroom, apparently.
Joffrey kills Raz and whatnot at the
Yeah.
castle, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she has Roz, like, beat the shit out of that one chick in a different scene earlier.
Joffrey does, yeah.
Yeah, Joffrey, because Joffrey has them, let her beat the shit out of her and whip her and stuff.
Isn't
and,
Roz the one from Winterfell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there's whoever...
Dickoff's favorite whore.
Yeah.
Theon?
Yeah, Dickoff.
Well, yeah, I guess he was Theon at the time. So,
He was still Dickon at the time.
yeah, he was
But
still
not
You can't
Dick-
call
but
him
not
Dickon,
Dickon
because there is
entirely.
a Dickon.
Well, not in the books, there's not.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So, So there's that.
And we've gone on another side rant.
That's alright. It all came around through the weather. The weather's nice for whoring.
Alright, so weather segment done.
Yes, I got my weather in there.
Alright, who has something from the chapter that we want to discuss, starting at the beginning?
Start at the beginning of the chapter.
I always have that.
In the Great Hall of the Night's Watch, eating some dinner, some crab.
Tyrion
Fresh
is
crab.
fucking hilarious.
Packed in snow.
Packed in snow from Eastwatch.
Yeah, Eastwatch by the sea. And so they're
trading with the other castles.
I think so.
I don't think it's trading.
You think it's just them, like, they got some extra shit, so they passed
the
down?
Lord Commander wants some fucking crab. I bet you the Lord Commander's like, sends a rider over and be like,
hey, give me some fucking crab.
Bring me some fucking crab.
Here's some horses from that guy.
Yeah,
like,
the rest of the Night's Watch eats turnips, but Lord Commander gets crab because he's the Lord Commander.
Well, everyone's eating crab right now, though, because even the lower guys got some crab now.
Well,
but they got like
the group in there is the command element.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you've got your head builder, your head steward, your head ranger. Well, except for the fact that he's missing
on
north
the
of the wall. You got the Lord Commander. You've got the Master at Arms, and you've got Tyrion.
Okay.
I mean, it's like your command element. So they're eating crab. Like, I don't think John and Gren them are eating
Pipper,
crab.
Yeah, Pip's not eating no crab.
They're probably eating turnip
Pip
stew.
probably used to get some crab.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, no, I mean, like, 'cause he used to work at, like, really good feasts and stuff. He was one that's the singer. So he used to work at feasts and sing at feasts and stuff, so I would imagine he got some table scrap
picked
crab.
Up some crabs.
Yeah. And he got
Those
some
were
crabs
not
there,
the
too.
crabs that were running through my mind.
These are not the crabs you're looking for.
Well, I mean, I thought he was gay, but I don't know. In the show, he came off as gay to me. Minus the fact that the guy tried to grab his prick.
Look, he ain't gay, but $10 is $10.
That's what I'm saying.
20 now.
Oh,
it's up to 20
inflation.
Now. No, but it's Westeros. You got to deflate the.
Yeah, it's all right. Fair enough. We're back in time a little bit too.
He ain't gay, but a silver stag is a silver stag.
There we go. There we go. Now it fits. That's what she said.
All right. So starting at the beginning, we're in the hall. We're having crab with the commanders of the Night's Watch, and Tyrion's there.
Mormont's being desperate as ever.
Mormont's like, look,
if you wanted to join the Black Man, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, we would definitely take you in if you want to take the Black.
Right?
And, Sir Alliser...
What good would he be at the wall, though?
Well, he's smart.
He could be a Maester.
And John, not even to do with a Maester. They already have a Maester. They have Maester Aemon.
Well, I know, but
who's also there. Maester Aemon's also there.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, because Maester Aemon's older,
Tyrion
so he could have...
You see Tyrion becoming a Maester.
Well, I mean, they're not as strict about their not having sex with people pledge.
They're pretty strict about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell that to Pycelle.
Well, it's neither one has a oath where you can't have sex.
It's the wall. You can't have the
father
kids.
Children.
Yeah.
Even the Night's Watch, you're allowed to have sex. I mean, they go off to Mole's Town and bang whores. It's that you can't have a wife and you can't have children.
So what happens with the bastards if that just seems to happen? It's not like they're getting themselves like vasectomies.
Maybe they're using goatskin condoms. Who knows?
I was gonna say I don't think they're cutting everyone's chops off before they go to the wall.
Maybe they're just doing it in the butt.
Maester Aemon's up there performing just an endless line of vasectomies.
It's super superficial. Like the vast efforts is really superficial. So all it is just a little cut and snip. You're good to go.
So we're in the dining hall.
Yeah.
Who has something they want to talk about in the dining hall? Who's got notes?
I'm sure you do.
I just have that Mormont's super desperate that like he will take a cripple that can't fight, can't wield a sword, can barely walk without being in total agony. But he's like, yeah, no, we need some men here for pretty much everything and anything that you can think of. So let's just go ahead and we'll take Tyrion Lannister.
I have a feeling that he would. The reason he would take Tyrion Lannister is not to be a fighter. He would probably try to use him as a recruiter.
That's true because
that makes sense. Yeah.
He does say later in the chapter that he doesn't have like most of the people that he has there can't even read or write.
Yeah,
so
Tyrion can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as we get once we meet Sam and we get further into Sam's storyline, then
does Sam have his own chapters?
In A Feast for Crows, yes.
Oh, that's a long way away for me.
That is a long way away. Yes.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. Okay,
but yes, he does have his own chapters.
Okay,
which is kind of cool because like you get like
attack and everything.
Feast for Crows, you get Sam's chapters, and then in The Dance with Dragons, you get John's chapters that are covering like the same stuff. But
so you get
from a different perspective.
From the other side. I like that.
It's interesting. Yeah.
That's what I want from all of these chapters is like another perspective. Like if we had like Robert's perspective and Ned's perspective on the road with the wolf attack and everything, I think that would be fucking awesome. We never get
Robert's perspective. Robert's not a POV character.
I know. I'm just saying though, like it'd be nice to have that other side.
I don't know as I want Robert's POVs.
No, I don't want to know what's going through his head.
But yeah, so Mormont just telling him that he thinks that Tyrion's like a cunning man and stuff, and he needs men. I think like I want to know why he needs a cunning man at the wall is my thing too.
You need cunning people. I mean,
you can't have everyone.
You can't just have everybody who's just like a follower.
And
like, you need people who can like come up with ideas and things like that.
Okay.
And to which Tyrion says, "Well, that's fine. I'll round up every dwarf I can find in the Seven Kingdoms and send them."
Yeah, I don't know why he would do that to the other dwarves. That's just mean.
He's
making a joke.
I know, but still.
Because he said we need men like you up here. He's like, well, fine, then I'll just find all the dwarves.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the dwarves will probably get treated better at the wall than they would at most other places.
Probably.
So that's fair.
At the wall, everybody's an equal piece of shit.
And of course, Alliser Throne doesn't think it's funny at all.
No, yeah.
Fucking Alliser.
Alliser's pretty certain that Tyrion is mocking them.
Oh, yeah.
Which he is.
He is.
Which he's 100% doing.
Yeah, he's totally poking him with a stick.
Yeah.
He's totally poking the bear with the stick, and...
you did that.
Yeah, right? He's catching on. So, yeah, he's totally poking the bear with the stick and everything, and then Alliser's the only one that says anything about it. He's just like, you mock us, blah, blah, blah. He gets all blustered. Because I feel like his ego is bigger than everything else about him.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely one who believes he doesn't belong at the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's
Wasn't he on the other side,
he was on the
Targaryen supporter when... Tywin sacked King's Landing, and he was given the choice of losing his head or taking the black. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because he was
one of two people at that table.
He fought for the Targaryens.
Yeah, he fought for the Targaryens, and he didn't want to he didn't switch sides, so he stayed with the losing side.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So it was take the black or lose your head.
Mm-hmm. So he took the black.
Him and the one other guy that gets mentioned in this chapter too. Let me look.
Bowen Marsh.
I think so. Because he was the steward too.
Yeah, Bowen Marsh. The head steward. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because he's the steward, and he had the same thing. Because Tyrion was telling him that he would have a lovely head to put on the wall.
Yep. It's such a fine face that we might put you above the main gate.
Exactly. Exactly.
To which he says, "Thank you, sir."
So
yeah, and he's like, not sure if he should be like, you asshole.
And then Sir Alliser challenges him to a duel, and he says the only steel in my hand is a crab fork. He
goes to poke him in the chest with it. He's poking him with a crab fork. Oh, Tyrion, you sassy little shit, you.
He's got big balls for someone his size.
Well, he knows that nobody's going to touch him because he knows he's got the protection of Tywin Lannister and King Robert.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because if Robert doesn't do something about it, then
Tywin's like, "Oh, you need gold."
Yeah. Well, my son happened to die, and you did nothing about it, so go fuck your face.
I love the next sentence where George is like, Sir Alliser Throne walked from the room so stiffly it looked as though he had a dagger up his butt.
He probably did have a dagger up his butt. He was probably hiding it up there.
Maybe that's where Tyrion stuck his crab fork.
That could be. That's where it stuck, the big lowest black hole of his ass where everything gets stuck up there.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, so Alliser Throne, and then Tyrion talks to Mormont after Alliser leaves, talks to Mormont about basically how incapable of doing his job Alliser Throne is.
Yes.
Because he's an ass?
To which Mormont agrees, but says, I don't have any other choice.
Yeah, because he's got no one else up there that can do the job.
He's the only one there that was a knight.
Yeah, he's the only one there that was a legitimate knight, so he's the one that he has teaching everybody, but he says that he does such a shit job at teaching anybody how to fight.
Yep.
And it's true though, because he doesn't show anybody how to fight, he just pins them against each other and then tells them what they're doing wrong, but doesn't explain how to do it the right way.
Right, so...
Yeah, he just makes them fight each other.
Yeah, thankfully the newest recruits have Jon Snow teaching them.
Yes.
Unofficially.
Yeah, unofficially, they're actually learning fighting technique, not just, hey, you did that wrong.
Yeah. It's like pitting pit bulls against each other.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's just the guy in there to make sure the one doesn't get an upper hand too quick.
Yeah, which I find hilarious that Mormont's like, look, I wish I didn't have to have Alliser Throne
Because it gets
it's strange. Like, it's not strange that he would think that. It's strange that he would admit that.
Why?
Because he's the one in charge, and to admit that kind of weakness.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he's doing it to try and get Tyrion to take pity on them.
Oh, yeah, I think that's his goal. Yeah, it's strange to see a commander
being weak for a second.
Well, admit to being in a vulnerable position.
Yeah,
like this whole chapter is basically the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Like the first half of it is Lord Commander of the Night's Watch begging to get out of the really vulnerable position that they're in.
Yeah.
Well, he's right.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah, I say he probably didn't start his I don't know, Lord Commandership, because I don't want to say reign or ruling, but he probably didn't start that position. Yeah, he probably didn't start the position in the vulnerable state. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't a fantastic state.
No, there used to be a lot more.
Yeah, but I'm sure when he first started, there was probably more than a couple hundred at just his location, because he's got about 600 at his place, because there's less than 1,000 across the whole wall. And he's got 600 at Castle Black. There's probably about 300 or 400 at
so he's probably got about 300 at Eastwatch and 300 at the other one.
Yeah, well, no, there's even less at Eastwatch. Eastwatch has the least amount.
He's got 600 at Castle Black, 200 at the Shadow Tower, and under 200 at Eastwatch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gives a breakdown of the men that they have and where they are.
Yeah. And it's just
that makes sense.
And 16 undefended castles.
Yep.
Yes.
And the wild. He says the wildlings are coming over the wall.
Yeah, and they know
come over the wall from time to time. Yeah.
Right, but they're coming more now.
Well, yeah, because they realize
that there's only 3 places that are manned, and there's both sides and the middle. So they've got so many hundreds of miles to do.
3 men for 1 mile. Or 3 1/3 as Tyrion has stepped in. And
yeah. And so
what they need is 3 men and a dwarf.
There you go.
For each mile.
Yes.
Three strong men to fight and a clever dwarf to tell those 3 men what to do.
So you've got
the ranger, you've got the magician, you've got
he's got the healer,
paladin, and the bard.
Yeah, the bard's the healer. The bard he sings a song at you, and your wounds just magically heal. That's how being a bard works. So, I did my nerding thing for this chapter.
Oh, really?
And yeah, because Mormont says that that there's 1,000 leagues or so of wall, and a league is 3.452 miles.
Okay.
So, but that's at sea. So it's a seafaring a seafaring league is 3.45 miles.
Okay, so how many miles is the wall?
I don't know. I didn't do that math. I'm just saying. I broke it down. I didn't because he doesn't give you an exact number of how many leagues it is. He doesn't say it's 40 leagues.
Okay, he just said it was leagues.
Yeah, he said however many hundreds.
It's 100 leagues, right?
So
100 leagues.
Take that 3.452 and multiply it by 100.
I'm trying to. Where did I see that?
It's several hundred miles.
Yeah.
At any case.
Yeah, they don't give you an exact number to be able to find out how many miles it is.
If you're gonna do the nerd thing, you have to complete the nerd thing. You can't just do half the nerd thing because that's annoys.
Well, I'm sorry that I was drinking when I was taking notes this time, and I didn't get that far.
So let's just assume that let's just assume for easy math that it's 100 leagues.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's 345 miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
So.
I'm saying, and it looks very narrow too, because it looks like it's longer to get from. No, I mean, it looks like it's because where the mountains are on the one side and where the wall is, it looks like it's fairly narrow across that stretch of land.
But it's not.
Yeah, I'm sure it's bigger than it looks.
Well,
but
what'd they say at the top? How many people? If
8 horses, or something like that,
flat,
side by side.
But it's not flat because
I'm not talking about the wall. I'm talking about.
You were talking about.
No, I'm talking about the giant continent of land, and that the way that the north is shaped, it kind of rounds out like a ball.
Well, I didn't get that. You had switched to talking about that because you made no indication that you were switching about what you were talking about.
I'm talking about the length of the wall is relatively narrow compared to the landmass on both sides. It's kind of like how the neck narrows down.
Okay.
That's what it looked like, because that's what I get from the picture in the cover, the maps.
Okay, so he and I were on the same.
I'm glad we clarified.
Yeah, you guys were in a different part of the world than I was.
Apparently.
Different perspective. You guys are sitting here on where my view, looking up at the wall, and I'm no, I'm in brand mode, up above everything.
You can.
He's like, unfortunately,
slap her. I'll let you.
I thought, you were supposed to slap me.
I mounted you this morning. We're good.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so I like that Alliser Thorne's supposed to be mucking stables. That's about all he's good for.
Yeah, Tyrion lets him know that that's about the only thing he's useful for, would be mucking stables.
And then, unfortunately...
Mormont's like, I got plenty of boys to muck stables.
Yeah, right? He's like, unfortunately, that's mostly what I get.
Yeah.
So, for stealing a loaf of bread, and then they just don't want to lose a hand, so they come to the wall.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the Night's Watch is definitely,
Jeremy
in
Riker.
sad state.
It's the steward, sorry.
Oh.
Jeremy Riker.
I wonder if he's related to Will Riker.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Who's Will
I would
Riker?
think so. Jeremy Riker.
I know.
I doubt he's related to Will Riker.
I don't know who Will Riker is.
Fucking Will Riker.
I don't know who Will Riker is.
He's not a character in the book.
Thank you. I gather that now.
But why'd you tell me he's probably related to?
Because I didn't know that you were talking. I didn't know who Will Riker was before that until I didn't realize that you weren't talking about it in the book. I don't know if there's a Will Riker in this book. There's a Will everybody in every book.
Will Riker is the first officer of the USS Enterprise under Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh yeah, I only know Picard and what's the other guy's name?
Riker.
No, Riker's under Picard. No, it's Jean-Luc Picard and Kirk. Captain Kirk. Those are like the only two that I know. That and Data. I know Data. Oh wait, and Spock.
See, I'm just gonna assume that he's not actually related to Will Riker.
I would not think so. Then no. They're two slightly different universes.
Yeah, with thousands of years in difference.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It's true. Listen, I've never actually watched Star Trek. I don't claim to like Star Trek.
All right, we'll leave that in.
You have to leave that in.
Oh my goodness.
They'll get a kick out of it.
So, and then I think an important part of this chapter, because we're slowly making our way through.
Skipping.
No, we're skipping our way along, like
okay.
A hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, like that. So Aemon's talking about, like, he's just hanging out in the background.
Show some respect, Maester Aemon.
Sorry, Maester Ironwood.
Show some respect for the man.
Maester Aemon.
There you go, Maester Aemon.
Maester Aemon's hanging out in the background for the most part, probably listening to what everybody's saying. And then he just kind of stands up and he's just like, I think Tyrion's a very large man. Like, legitimately thinks that, my first assumption, of course, is that he's talking about his character. Like, the character of the person itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that he's intelligent, he's well-rounded.
Well-read.
Well-read, well-bred. Like, all the nice things.
Not that well-bred if he's a dwarf.
No, genetic mutation's not... I mean, he's well-bred because he's a Lannister. He's Tywin Lannister's son, and that's good stock, is the thing of it. I mean, he would be considered poor stock. That doesn't mean... I mean, you can get a purebred that has good breeding, but is just a poor specimen itself.
Yeah.
So that's...
She's saying, is he Tywin's son? Because there's a theory out there that he's not.
Oh.
That he's...
he's
Aerys' son.
Yeah.
With Joanna. I think that's less likely than... I think it's more likely that if any of the children of Tywin are actually Aerys' kids, it's Jaime and Cersei.
You mean Aslan Targaryen?
Aslan Targaryen.
Oh my god, your sister and I went over Aslan Targaryen last night. We had some fun about Aslan Targaryen.
Yeah, that was too much of a conversation for me.
I loved Aslan Targaryen.
Aslan Targaryen. I need to draw a picture of that. That's going to be my new art project. But yeah, so I like that he refers to him as a large man, and that Tyrion's like, he's kind of like humbled by it. Like, Tyrion is not the most humble of people.
Well, I don't think he usually has people in a position of power saying things like that about him, right? Because they usually know that he's a dwarf. With probably like Varys, where people usually know that he's a eunuch, it's probably the same with Tyrion, that people usually just note that he's a dwarf.
Yeah.
And then just kind of show him deference because he's a Lannister.
Yeah.
Whereas Maester Aemon, I think, is actually showing him deference
as a person for
like his accomplishments and
the
things that he does.
Yeah, and Tyrion gets like humbled by it because he's usually just always like really like he has like a lot of quips and sarcasm to like throw people off, and he's just like,
thank you.
Thanks. I guess
you mean that, right?
Like, yeah, he's like, wait. He goes, but sarcasm? Like, I didn't hear the sarcasm. do you want to say it again? And he's like, no, seriously, like, I think you're a really cool dude.
Yeah.
And that you're really smart and stuff. And Tyrion's like, well, thanks. I guess you're a really great seer, I suppose. Because he doesn't know how to not be a sarcastic asshole, and the guy's blind.
Yeah. Old blind Maester Ironwood.
Oh, Maester Ironwood's a badass.
Who's all, like, crumpled down.
Are we Maester Ironwood. Yeah, say, does he die in the books? Do we know about that yet? I don't know. I'm asking for that spoiler right now.
No, we're not giving you book spoilers.
Why the fuck not? Where this show is full of them.
Yes, he dies.
Okay, so he does die, but does he die of natural causes like he did in the show?
Yes.
The only person ever in Westeros to die of natural causes.
The only person ever to die of natural causes. That's right.
You mean of old age?
Of old age and natural causes. I mean, well... No, most people don't die of natural causes in this series.
Now, let's say like a tree falls on you. Is that dying of a natural cause?
It naturally occurred.
I say it's a natural
like
cause.
Nature fell on you.
Yeah, I was say it's a natural cause. It might be a freak accident, but it was still pretty natural.
Yeah, but even on the death certificate, they never sign it off. They sign it off as blunt force trauma. They don't sign it off as natural causes.
That's fair. That's true. Oh my goodness. Poor Maester Ironwood did have a tree fall on him.
Killed by the gods.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know, I really liked that thing because who doesn't respect Tyrion who's not in the book? Like, everyone who watches the show or has read the book, like, Tyrion's a hardcore favorite of, like, almost everybody.
Yes.
And we all love him, and everyone's always so mean to him. And then we've got Maester Ironwood over here, like, dude.
Alright, so, after the Great Hall, Tyrion and G.R. Mormont,
the bear.
The old bear.
I like the old bear.
Retire to G.R.'s Solar.
Yeah, what the hell
their
is
conversation.
It's the top of the tower.
Like a solarium.
Okay. Alright, so it's just like the tall, domey-topped room that...
It's where Rapunzel was locked up.
I did not know that. Shit. That's new information for me.
Yeah, G.R. Mormont has Rapunzel tied up in his tower.
Oh my god!
It's a fucking crossover chapter. Yes.
Yes! Yes!
So, and Mormont continues his begging of Tyrion to talk to the queen, talk to the king, talk to his father.
I swear,
talk to anybody who will fucking listen.
I swear that...
Because Jaime would have knowledge of, like, plenty of knights throughout the realm.
Yeah.
Who he could maybe convince to come up and take the black.
Yeah, he's got connections. It's just knowing a person that knows other people.
You haven't done anything wrong. We're just going to send you to jail anyway.
Well, it's not. He's not asking for them to send prisoners. He's asking them to
knights.
Yeah,
people that have done nothing wrong.
People get disgraced a lot.
That's what he's saying is because there are knights who still come, like Sir Waymar came.
Right.
Yeah.
Benjen Stark came.
Right.
Like he's a knight.
Assuming of
in
the north they don't do knights.
Yeah, so he kind of be like a knightly
because
standard,
they hold to the old gods.
Yeah,
but like they still qualify as knights, like in the tourney that's coming up for Ned. Jory and some of the other house guards still fight in the tourney, even though they're not knights.
Because okay, all right, just because they still have a title for it in the north,
right?
Okay.
No, but I'm saying like asking people that have done nothing wrong to go take the black is like arresting someone for doing nothing wrong and sending them to jail.
Right, because
the black is used as their jail.
Right, but that's what you're looking at it the wrong way. Like that's what Mormont's saying is, don't look at the Night's Watch as just a place to send criminals. Like this needs to be like a serious thing because we do a serious job.
Right.
And we need like good people, like knights who are trained and can lead our men and train them.
Right, but all over the realm, it's
a joke, right?
Yeah,
and that's what Mormont's trying to tell Tyrion is, look, talk to these people that are in power. Talk to Jaime, who has power over many of the knights in the realm. Talk to the king. Talk to the queen. Talk to Tywin, who's the most powerful lord.
Talk to damn near everybody.
Aside from Ned Stark in the realms. And tell them that, look, this isn't just a place where they need criminals who can fucking just cannon fodder.
Yeah.
They need to be treated seriously, and we need to be, encouraging men like Waymar Royce to go up there.
Right.
So that's the point he's trying to get across is that the realms do see it like just
an alternative to prison.
Yeah.
It needs to be seen like it used to be seen, which was like an honorable thing. Like Jon thinks of it before he gets there.
Right.
Yeah. John's ideals before he realizes that everyone left there.
It needs to be taken back to that time.
Mm-hmm.
It might take a couple generations.
Right, but if you can get Tyrion talking to the king and the queen, and one of the members of the Night SWAT or the Kingsguard, and one of the most powerful lords in all of the Seven Kingdoms, the Warden of the West,
right?
Then you kind of like lay the foundation for kind of turning it back into something,
right?
If those people kind of get on board with that, and that's what Mormont wants.
All right.
I think that's part of the problem with Sir Alliser, though, about him training the new recruits, is that he probably just doesn't feel like they're worth training, that they're not worth his time.
Garbage.
Yeah, and so he's not training them, and he's not actually teaching them because he doesn't feel like it's worth it to teach them anything.
I'm never going to turn any of these guys into knights.
Yeah, so he doesn't. So he doesn't care about training them. He just wants to watch them beat each other up.
He just wants to get them through training so that they can go die.
Yeah,
essentially is his
get
point.
them out of my sight. I don't want them anymore.
Basically,
and then also to have more people coming down too, like with Tyrion telling everybody and Jaime telling people too about like the other knights and stuff. Like, if Jaime, not even just Jaime, but like other people, like other knights who've disgraced themselves and they don't want to be useless or do anything, they can go to the Night's Watch, like how Rhaegar Clegane disgraces himself by going through and like murdering villages because he just feels like it. He gets mad about something, and he just starts burning villages to the ground and raping people. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that he was like the Lannisters' pet, he would be a disgraced knight, and no one would want anything to do with him, and that would be an option.
Well, he eventually gets there because eventually we get Ned who sends out Beric Dondarrion to bring the king's justice to.
Because Ned finally was the first person that's had enough of
because he's the only one in a position of power who's not under Tywin's thumb.
And he goes, I'm not going to deal with Tywin's mad dog doing this. Like, I'm going to fucking put an end to it.
Right.
And
because he was rampaging through Ned's father-in-law's lands. Is where he was doing it all. It was the Riverlands, which Hoster Tully's in charge of.
Yep. So it was a personal front, and then on top of that, he's just disgracing himself as a knight.
And how many chapters ahead are we now?
Well, that's just a relation to the Night's Watch and the kind of people who should be going up there.
Yeah, and
they don't want it just being disgraced people. That's the way it is now. They want more Waymars. They want more Benjen Starks. They want more good, trained, solid people. They want more Jon Snows.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because
They do mention that, Jon Snow.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because everyone sees it how Tyrion does, where all they're doing is protecting us from Grumpkins and Snarks.
Yeah.
So, and no one, they don't think that they're doing anything serious up there, and everyone's like, alright, well, I'm not doing anything serious, I'm not doing anything honorable, and I don't get any, Wu-Tang out of it, so why am I gonna go? But so he tells me he's dying. Oh, and then we do bring up Benjen Stark.
Yes, he mentions he talks about how he doesn't get any good nights.
He sends his one last night to go after his other last night.
He has Benjen Stark, who's the first ranger, and who goes missing, and then he sends out Waymar.
No, he sent Benjen after Waymar.
Oh, that's right. He sent Waymar out.
Because he had to have his own first command.
Because Waymar was basically crying, I need to be doing rangings.
Yeah, right.
Now this is the guy that died in the prelude,
in the prologue.
Yeah, yes. I can literally see Waymar sitting there in drawn chibi form, I want my ranging. I won't take my vows unless I range. And, just doing that, and then Mormont just sitting there, staring at him Jesus Christ, alright, just go fucking beyond the wall so I don't have to deal with you anymore.
So, I just stared at you. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay.
Exactly, and that's what I see. I just see Waymar.
Too much.
Waymar's just sitting there crying like a little fucking baby, having his tantrum, and, poor Gior is just alright, get the fuck out of my hair, take your vows, go north.
Waymar has this idea that he's gonna be Lord Commander.
He probably does. He probably thinks he's going to be the next Lord Commander.
Yeah.
He's got that attitude.
Yep. Which, I guess, had he lived, could have maybe been in line for, First Ranger. Mm-hmm. I don't see a Ranger becoming the Lord Commander.
No.
Because the Rangers are too far away. Was he a Ranger?
Gior said something about being a Ranger.
Was he?
I don't know. I remember him saying something about him being a Ranger, though.
He would also be in a position to be Lord Commander simply for the fact that he's already been a Lord of a house.
Yeah.
So even if he were a ranger...
He has the backup experience.
Right, of actually being the Lord Commander of Bear Island, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but, you don't, like, as the ranger, unless you're the first ranger, you don't get the experience of doing, like, the day-to-day stuff.
And managing.
Right, which is why Jon Snow is like, oh, I need to be a ranger. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a ranger because I'm awesome at sword fighting. I'm the best one. And he gets all pissy when they make him a steward.
Yeah.
And then Sam has to tell him, look.
Gets a dagger up his ass.
But what you don't get is, like, the Lord Commander requested you to be his personal steward.
Yeah, like, we're not putting you...
You're going to be, like, there, like, following him, shadowing him day to day.
Yeah.
Learning how to run the Night's Watch.
But he just wanted to go, like, have
kill
a little
people.
Stick and sit on a horse and, like, smack people.
He wanted to go find Benjen.
Yeah.
And the only way he's going to do that is to be a ranger.
Yeah. He wants to go find Benjen, and he just wants to be not in the castle. Like, he wants to have freedom of being out north of the wall and doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants, kind of shit. But yeah, he does. He freaks out and panics because he's
right.
He becomes a steward.
Yeah, and I could see Waymar doing the same thing if he had been picked to be a steward.
Yeah,
and there wouldn't have been anybody. Well, I mean, to Waymar why he was made that kind of steward. Right? It takes Sam to explain to Jon why he was picked as a steward.
Yeah,
and Waymar didn't have that.
Yeah, but that's because no one liked him.
Well, it's because, he came in and he was essentially, he was already a knight. One of the few knights that they actually get.
Yeah.
That, because that's what Mormont
at
says.
18, too.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty standard. Jaime was knighted at 16.
Oh, alright.
So, that's pretty standard. You gotta remember, the age of...
Adulthood
there is 16, so...
Oh, yeah.
So he would have been knighted at 16, just like a normal person would have.
Okay.
But... And then, he was one of the few knights that they actually get, because that's what Mormont says. He's like, fewer and fewer knights we actually get. And the one that I've gotten recently sent him above the wall because he requested his own ranging because he was a knight and he could handle it, and he goes missing. So then I have to send the first ranger out after him, and now he goes fucking missing.
Yeah, and now I've got fucking nobody left here except Sir Alliser.
Yeah, the only person I know who knows how to swing a sword is Alliser Throne.
Yeah.
And they need to keep him there to train the little...
Yeah. And Sir Jeremy. Jeremy's a knight too, so he's got who's a steward.
But he's a steward.
Yeah, so he's a knight, but he's a steward. So he's like, I got 2 fucking knights left. One of them's a vindictive asshole that doesn't want to train anybody, and the other one's a motherfucking steward.
Yep. Now he does have good knights at the other castles.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's not going to bring them down to go find Benjen.
No, he's going to leave them where they are.
Yeah, because he probably needs a couple of knights at every castle, and since he has himself,
he's got we don't know it yet, but he's got Corn Halfhand over at the Shadow Tower.
Yeah.
Who?
Corn Halfhand.
The guy that Jon Snow has to kill to get in with the wildlings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one who...
Like you said, we don't know that yet.
We don't know that
I obviously have no idea what the fuck
Yeah, we don't meet
about.
until they go on the big ranging where, Mormont takes out, 200 men.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
To go north of the wall.
Oh, that one. Okay.
And, he brings, Corn Halfhand leads some men from the Shadow Tower over to join up with Mormont.
Oh, okay.
Into a bigger ranging party.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, so... Mormont's still very... we need help. We need
He's
people.
Desperate.
Yeah, we need people to see the Night's Watch as something more than just a place to send criminals so they don't have to die.
He's so desperate, he reached over the table and grabbed Tyrion's hands, begging.
Yeah.
I think if he
lot.
thought that a handy J would help his movement, he probably would have done that for Tyrion at this point. It's gonna come back to sex jokes.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
You don't really? You don't think he would?
No.
I think he's pretty desperate, and Tyrion's very sexually motivated.
Not when it comes to guys.
He might have brought a hooker up from Molestown. That's about it.
Alright, that's fair. Alright.
You don't touch a Lannister.
Unless he wants to be touched.
That's right. So why would...
Anyway. So, yeah, he's super desperate. And it's the amount of desperation that it would take for a man who is currently the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch and who was at one point the Lord of a great house of the North.
Yeah, to be begging.
And
a midget of all people.
To be begging the second son of a lord.
Mm-hmm.
And all Tyrion can think is that
anything he can.
Yeah. For them to get people.
And Tyrion knows he's not going to get anybody for him.
Yeah, Tyrion knows. He's like, I could, even if I tried.
He goes, I could not
do anything.
Tyrion's like, I promise I'll say some, I'll talk to these people.
Tyrion says the words, but he knows that even if he attempts to do it, which he's not going to,
he never makes it down there to do it anyways.
That's true. He eventually does. He eventually gets to King's Landing and becomes the Hand.
Yeah, but it's also been like a year and a half.
Years after.
Yeah, it's like a year or more after.
But I mean, he does. He goes, I promise I'll talk to all of these people, but by the time that he gets there, one of them's dead.
Yeah.
So there's that. But he goes, I promise I'll talk to these people, and then very quietly said, but Robert's gonna ignore me, and Jamie's gonna laugh at me, and my dad's gonna be like, get the fuck out of here, you little shit.
And Cersei doesn't want anything to do with
it. And Cersei won't even look at him if she doesn't have to.
Yep. Right. So, he knows that it's not gonna do any good.
Yeah.
So,
unfortunately, Mormont's still hoping and praying.
He has to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the realm's gone.
Doomed. Because he sees
dreams.
Darker things in his dreams.
I know you want to talk about that, don't you?
Well, I mean, we know what it is. It's the others.
How do you know that?
Because he's talking about the threats from north of the wall, the wildlings, the shadow cats, things like that. And then he says,
giant polar bears.
And I see darker things.
Giant
in my
snow
dreams.
Bears. That's in capital letters right here.
They're snow bears.
They're snow bears. I put in capital letters snow bears with a giant face.
Why?
Because it was exciting for me. So I'm just saying, that's what's in my notes.
But yeah, he sees darker things in his dreams.
Yeah,
which I think could be like a foreshadowing to the fact that when they bring the two dead Night's Watch brothers back from above the wall, and while Mormont is sleeping, the one wakes up and tries to kill him.
Yeah,
and then Jon Snow has to kill it.
Yeah.
I think it could be a little bit of a foreshadowing to
it could be
the others attacking him in his dreams. But
and it could be.
He makes mention that he sees darker things in his dreams, which if you think about later on in the Storm of Swords, when they're above the wall, Qhorin Halfhands is with Jon, and he sends somebody back to tell Lord Commander Mormont that the others are coming, that the trees have eyes again, that the darker demons, like the real enemies, are awakening and coming.
Do you think that the others can use the Weirwood Network?
It's entirely possible.
Being that, I feel like they would know about it. If the show theory has any merit that the children of the forest helped make them.
We're not going by the show.
I know, but I'm saying if it has any merit in the books, though.
I still think that the others are related to the children of the forest in some way.
Yeah.
Well, the children did create them.
Well, that's not for certain in the books.
True. Yeah. But I'm saying, if that has any merit to it at all.
Right.
I want to know, I would want to know if the others could use the Weirwood Network and be able to see all these different places.
That's entirely possible. Or maybe they have green sight.
Yeah.
I mean, any number of things
possible. You
possible.
guys are doing too much thinking for me right now.
Well, we're discussing.
You gotta expand your mind,
breaking down the book. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this.
I know.
The whole point of this is to extrapolate data.
But yeah, I think it's entirely possible that the others could interact with the trees, because I think that they're kind of possibly an offshoot branch of the Children of the Forest, because George has described them as such, that they're related to the children in some way.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I also want to say that I'm super excited talking about the others right now that they mentioned White Walkers in this chapter.
Yes.
I was like, yes!
Yeah,
the fishermen have
seen
White
Walkers by Eastwatch.
Yeah,
yes.
On the shores.
Yep.
So, and I'm just like, shit! So, now it's not even just...
Shit's getting real.
Yeah, I say it's
Winter's coming.
Winter's coming. And he's sitting there talking about that, how, there's been about Tyrion's age, too, where Tyrion's 27-ish? If Ned's 35.
Mid-20s, probably.
He's my age.
Okay. Yeah, he's probably mid-20s, maybe 30, tops.
Yeah. So he's sitting there and... Yeah, him and Mormont are talking about the fact that Tyrion's seen a couple winters, and then
he says he's 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9. He goes, and all of them are short.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, oh, there's another dwarf joke right there.
I find it interesting that they made specific mention for Tyrion to point out that he was born during winter.
Yeah.
But was raised as a child of the spring.
Yeah, that his first memories were of the summer.
So I don't know if that's got any kind of symbology.
As far as him being
Tyrion's character, but
Tyrion Targaryen.
Well, no. I don't think it's Tyrion Targaryen. Like I said, if any of the Lannisters are actually Targaryens, I think it's Jaime and Cersei, not Tyrion.
Okay,
but
that would kind of make sense. I would feel.
I just wonder if there's some kind of symbolism related to Tyrion that we'll find out about later, about the fact he's born in winter. Maybe Tyrion
like maybe
Tyrion's
he realizes his full potential in the later books in winter type of thing.
Oh, maybe.
Or is left over to lead after the spring has come.
I mean, he's a good leader, so I could
He's a
see
very good
that.
leader.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any kind of symbolism or foreshadowing related to that. I just thought it was interesting that it was pointed out specifically that he was born in the winter, but then his earliest memories and thoughts are of the spring.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that maybe he's like a leader to take over after the winter, after Jon Snow has destroyed the winter and spring has come.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I can see that going. I can see that.
Anyway, so then Tyrion pieces out.
Yeah, Tyrion's like, all right, I'm going to bed. I'm tired of listening to you grovel.
And decides not to go to bed.
Yeah, he starts walking over, sees the little, what is it, the
little cage.
Little cage, and he's like, I'll go up to the wall one more time.
Maybe I'll go up on the wall, why not?
Well, he had to
Didn't realize it was going to take 30
minutes. He had to pass his sleeping quarters to get there.
Yeah, he had to pass
because he saw his door and he saw the, I'm assuming he saw in front of him.
Past the King's Tower.
Yeah.
Which is where he was sleeping.
Goes by it.
Up to the cage.
And then the cage, and then I think it took him, 20 minutes before the cage even, started moving? Like, he stood there for 20 minutes before he even started moving?
It wasn't 20 minutes. It was just long enough for him to think maybe he was crazy and he was just going to go to bed. It doesn't always take 20 minutes.
5 minutes maybe then.
A couple minutes.
Yeah.
But, so they hoist him up. It sucks that somebody has to do it manually whenever somebody gets in.
Yes. That's
a shitty job.
Yeah. That is a shitty job. Although at least they have a little cabin right there.
They gotta have horses and oxen and shit there at the wall. Like, you could think that instead of having a winch at the top, they could have one of those little circle-y thingies at the bottom.
Yeah.
And just put a couple of draft horses on there to walk it around in circles.
Actually that's not a bad idea.
It seems like a much better use.
Yeah.
Than having somebody have to sit there. I mean,
it.
Yeah, so you got 4 or 5 or 10 people in there, and you got one poor guy. I know how pulleys work, but it's got one dude trying to wrench up 10 people to come up on top of the fucking wall.
Cartoon where he has to jump to get it up.
Yeah.
To get it up.
Oh yeah. So that would actually.
Or stick a bunch of stick a bunch of whites.
Yeah, if they've got horses,
a rat wheel.
Yeah, and they've got they get a dire rat.
Oh,
be a little bit faster, a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, about the size of a dog.
So you want an ROUS?
Yes, I would love an ROUS, and that'll be what they use to get the wheel going on the wall.
Rodents of unusual size.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I was just thinking of use whites. The zombies.
Well, you were talking about the wheel.
Oh, so in The Walking Dead, they take their jaws off and make them walk in a circle so they can't bite you.
Well, yeah, but you just put them on a gerbil wheel.
Well, that's why I said you want the ROUSs, because they're
bigger. Rodents of unusual size. They're bigger, so it takes less of them to get the same.
Or you could just use
same
whites.
Power. I mean, you could
just use the zombies because they don't need a rodent would still need rest at some point.
That's true.
A zombie does not. Just keep walking.
That's true. Just put that piece of meat right out in front of them again.
Yeah.
Jiggle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my fingers.
Or
Come
put
on,
fire behind
come
them.
get me. That's true too.
Either or.
That'll work.
Yep. But yeah, so he gets up to the top. He's first greeted by 2 Night's Watch brothers who are like, "What the fuck do you want?" This is essentially their response.
Because they're like, we brought this all the way up here.
And it's just you.
Yeah, we're like, seriously, we just did that, and it's that you're the reason we had to fucking get out of our little hot hut over here and, get cold.
Yeah. But then he's saved because Jon shows up.
Yes.
He has to walk down the wall to find him.
A little ways, and then Jon's like, "Who goes there?"
Yeah.
What do you want?
And Tyrion's like, "Oh, it's me, Jon Snow. It's me, Tyrion.
I'm right here." And then Ghost is kind of like, "The fuck you doing?"
He's like, "If I were to pet your wolf right now, would he bite my hand off?"
Doesn't he?
And Jon's like, "Not with me here.
Not with me right here.
It's okay.
I like how he keeps doing that though. He's like me every single time. The dog's trying to bite you before, but you're like, "No, I want to be your friend."
Yeah.
That's how Tyrion is with Ghost.
Yeah.
No, why do you hate me? I just want to love you.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time trying to interact with Ghost.
Tyrion Stark.
No.
I want to give people different last names.
No.
I want them to be of different families because he's so much better.
Just stop it.
Why? I mean, eventually I think Tyrion's going to be the last Lannister standing.
I think
that would probably be good.
That would probably be very good for the Lannisters.
Yeah.
For him to be the last Lannister
but
standing.
But that means he has to have kids.
The Lannisters might be one of the least hated people in the realm after Tyrion's the last one there.
He's probably got some kids out there already.
Oh, I'm sure he probably does.
Sterile. Lord knows with everything else that's wrong with him. He was born sterile.
That's
too.
entirely possible.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe his hosing's got a kink in it somewhere and just doesn't get past.
And I do love how...
Took you a minute for that one.
So, Jon invites Tyrion to walk the wall with him because Jon has to keep walking because they were told that if they don't keep walking, their blood will freeze.
Yes.
So we were discussing a few chapters ago how cold it would be up on top of the wall.
Yeah.
Apparently cold enough underneath all their layers of leather and furs
that
their blood would freeze if they don't keep walking.
Hypothermia is a bitch. You stop moving for a second, you're done. Yeah. So,
I think more like when he said your blood will freeze, I get the frozen solid like a block of ice type of person.
That's what I'm thinking.
Not just like hypothermia, but just frozen solid.
Like the people that keep melting out of Everest right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just a block of ice, it's fine.
Yeah.
But no, I like it because I like how Tyrion's like, do you mind if I walk with you? And he's just like, he goes, yeah. He goes, as long as they told me I have to walk. They didn't say how fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so they're walking and walking and walking and walking. Tyrion spends a lot of time looking over at the darkness off the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
And it's great because he calls it the end of the world. And it's so dark that at that point it might as well be the end of the world because
there might be nothing else there.
Mention that in his chapter where they were coming up and he said the wall made it look like it was the end of the world.
Yeah, well, no, he mentions that he feels abandoned at the end of the world.
Okay.
But, so the wall's like the end of the world, and it's pitch black beyond it, and so it makes it feel like it's the end of the world because you're basically just looking off into the abyss.
We got it. No. It's not that. You got to back up for just a second because I just saw a line that is fantastic. I love that Tyrion asks Jon if Ghost has learned how to juggle yet. He's just sitting there, he goes, so has your wolf learned how to juggle yet? And Jon's like, nah. No. He goes, but Gren's getting to be a better fighter, so obviously we know who's winning this bet.
Right.
Poor Alliser.
Alliser shouldn't make promises he can't keep.
Poor Alliser Thorne. Oh, poor man. Just can't win.
No, he can't. He can't even stop being made fun of when he's not even around.
Mm-hmm. And then, so after Tyrion Tyrion spends the rest of the time thinking about the end of the world and the darkness of the forest, and we learn about the haunted forest, and how near the three castles it's been cut back a half a mile from the wall.
Yes, because they didn't want the wildlings getting close enough to be able to.
But between the castles,
it's grown
right up to the wall.
Yeah,
and that weirwoods are growing within the shadow of the wall.
Yes.
Yep. Did we note to mention that Jon's been stuck with the night shift lately?
Oh, yeah, because Alliser... No, we didn't talk about it, but yeah, because Alliser's trying to make him tired for training so people can beat the shit out of him, and it's still not working.
Yeah, it's not working. He's still winning all the time. I think it's more like it's just being a punishment for being a dick.
I think it is a punishment at this point.
And he's not showing any sign of weakness to Alliser.
Yeah.
Of course he's not.
But I think it's hilarious, though, because, part of it is that, I'm sure there's some thought process to fighting, but I'm sure a lot of it's also muscle memory.
Yeah.
So, even if he's exhausted, he still has the muscle memory to know, when he sees something happening, he can just block it without thinking about it.
Well, yeah, but you still have to have your reaction time.
Yeah.
So, you still have to be...
Well, reaction time's not that important when the people you're fighting can't find an ass from a hole in the ground. Not when you're fighting with wood.
That's true.
Well, they're fighting with steel, but it's blunt steel.
Yeah, that's true. I want it to hurt more.
Right. Well, they want it to feel realistic. And you can never make a wood sword that feels as heavy as a steel sword does.
Sure you can. In the next chapter, Sierra Farrell's got a piece of wood with a lead pipe in the middle of it. Then Arya's like, oh, it's too heavy. And he's like, it's as heavy as it needs to be. It's got lead in the middle.
Arya also weighs 5 pounds. So, of course it's going to feel heavy to her.
I thought it was 20 pounds soaking wet.
Whatever.
I don't remember.
She's a drowned rat.
She is a drowned rat.
Anyway. So... Jon, basically the reason that Tyrion and Jon are talking is because Jon wants Tyrion to help Bran, because he's going to stop at Winterfell on his way down through back to King's Landing.
Well,
yeah, he's like, do you want me to pass any messages along?
Well, he's only asking about the message because they wouldn't let him take Jon with him.
Yeah.
Winterfell.
Right.
Yeah. John wanted to go, and they're like, no. That
Tyrion wanted to take
John to go.
Oh, yeah, and they told him that he can't go
Winterfell.
because he's too new, and he needs to forget about that kind of stuff
Yeah.
first.
Exactly, yeah.
Because
So,
visits home always make it harder.
Yeah.
so Tyrion tells me he's going to pass through Winterfell, and John's like, do something to help Bran.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Tyrion's like, well, there's nothing I can do to help him. And he goes, well, you helped me. You used words to help me. Do that for him, too.
Yeah.
Give him your words.
So maybe Widow's foreshadowing from several chapters ago is actually true in the books as well.
I hope so. That he's on his way down, because now John's like, help him in any way that you can. Now on the way down, Tyrion's gonna be like, let me just drop some fucking saddle blueprints over here. My little cripply bastard friend's gonna get some awesome shit from me, because I'm helping him.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't draw up his own blueprints.
Tyrion?
Somebody had made that for him, right?
No, he designed it for himself.
Oh, he designed it?
Yeah, he designed his own saddle.
That's right.
Yeah,
he is
designed
book
it for
smart.
himself.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, he engineered the plumbing system for Casterly Rock.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's
Casterly
funny.
Rock didn't have...
Casterly Rock.
Casterly Rock didn't have indoor plumbing.
Casterly Rock.
That's the one! How'd you know? Casterly Rock didn't have indoor plumbing until Tyrion Lannister came around.
Casterly Lock didn't have indoor plumbing.
Casterly Rock. I can't use words, guys. English is too hard for me.
I can't words.
I'm gonna just start citing the whole podcast, and someone's gonna have to interpret for me.
Then you just make it a vlog.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
There you go. Anyway.
I'd have to make a vlog.
All right, so that's the whole reason that Tyrion's up there, or George has Tyrion up there talking to John. Because John wants, well, first of all, he wants, to tell Rickon, he wants him to tell Rickon that he can have all of his stuff because that'll make him feel better.
Yep.
His last will and testament.
Yeah, his last will and testament.
Essentially the last will and testament of Jon Snow.
Last will and testament. Rickon gets everything.
Yep.
Give some words to Bran, Rickon gets everything.
Yep.
Fuck Rob.
Tell Rob that, well,
Writing Rob out.
Tell Rob that he misses him.
Yeah, he's writing Rob out.
Yep.
Rob, you're doing fine.
But
You're doing great for yourself. You're getting right out of my will.
But yeah, the main thing is he wants Tyrion to help Bran in some way. Because he knows that Bran's never going to walk again, so he needs something good for Bran.
That's true.
And Tyrion, of course, again, promises that he'll do it like he did to Commander Mormont. Promises that he'll do it. And I think
he thinks this one's more realistic, though.
Right. Well,
yeah.
Obviously it is.
Because he's not being asked, like, something that he feels like he
an
can't
impossible
do.
task.
He goes, I don't know what you want me to do. He goes, but I'll do something.
Right.
Whereas Tyrion's, like, telling Mormont, like, oh, no, I'll totally do that for you. That'll totally work.
Right.
It'll be amazing. We'll have knights lined up at the doors of the castle.
Yeah, you guys are not gonna have enough beds for everybody. Oh, good lord.
All right. And that is essentially where the chapter ends.
Yes. That's about where we got.
Yep, that is the ending of the chapter. Does
Or
anybody
Tyrion
have
on top of the wall.
anything else to mention about it real quick here at the end?
You weren't going to
sad that
talk
he didn't
about
piss off
how
it again.
John says he wants to go find
Well, we already
Benjen,
mentioned he wants to go find Benjen.
and then Tyrion says, well, then who's going to go find
Right.
you?
Yeah. Tyrion doesn't believe that Jon can make it back.
Yeah.
And John's like, we mentioned Jon wanting to go find Benjen, obviously, but he's like, he doesn't even mention, like, taking, like, other brothers of the Night's Watch with him. Just me and Ghost.
Me and Ghost, we're going out there.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm 14,
just,
I can do it.
I'm 14.
No, he's 15. Rob is 14.
Yeah, he's 15
I'm
now.
15, I'm a man,
I'm 15, I got a 6-month-old dire wolf. It's fine. I had a 6-month-old dire wolf that's the size of a Great Dane. We'll make it.
Bigger than Tyrion already.
Yeah. Yeah,
Almost.
he's
Almost
bigger than Tyrion.
Next time he
said-
sees him, he'll
said-
be wolf's meat.
He's more like Labrador size then. He's not really Great Dane size, because Great Dane's way taller than Tyrion at this point.
Yeah.
Tyrion's only like 4 feet tall.
3.5 feet, I thought he said.
I don't
Something
know.
like that.
Anyway, so he just him and Ghost are going to go north of the wall
They're gonna go
and
fucking kill all the
go
Grumpkins.
rescue Uncle Benjen.
Yeah, from the Grumpkin camp.
All right, here is the question, since I don't even know the answer to this because we don't know the answer to this yet in the books.
Oh.
So we're going to do a quick poll.
Okay.
Widow,
Yes.
is Benjen still alive?
This is a loaded question.
It's a yes-no
Is
question.
he fully alive?
Okay, so like heart beating, not brought back to life kind of alive.
Yeah, I'm not saying is he a white or
Half
something
white.
like that. Is he alive?
Is he human?
No.
Lady.
I hope so, but I dislike Benjen.
That's not an answer.
The answer is yes or no.
The answer is
yes or no, and I said no, so...
So I'll say yes.
Okay. You think he's still alive?
I think he's still alive.
Alright, what about you? How do you feel, Maester?
I think he's still alive, too.
You think he's still alive?
Yes.
See,
I have a specific reason for thinking that.
I don't. I think he's...
And that's farther ahead in the books than we are, right?
Well, that's in...
I think he still exists. I don't think he's alive.
It's in Bran's... No, because he's not Cold Hands. Just FYI. George has already said. Okay.
I know, but I'm saying, like...
You're thinking he's a Cold Hands-like person? No.
Yeah.
No.
He might not be Cold Hands, but he might still not be alive.
No. George wouldn't make that distinction. Like...
If he wasn't that guy.
Right,
well, what if there's, like, a whole band of them together, like Beric?
Well, I think Cold Hands is probably, like, one of the original... Like, the Last Hero's 13 men.
Okay.
But,
alright.
But, I have a specific reason why I think Benjen is actually still alive, because I think he's protected.
Are you going to tell us, or are you just going to keep repeating
I will tell you if you want. So, in Bran's last chapter in Dance with Dragons, where he's getting the visions of the Winterfell Godswood, and the Winterfell Heart Tree with the black pool by it.
Yeah.
Ned's spot?
Right, Ned's spot. And he's seeing it, like, going backwards in time from... the most recent to further and further back in time.
Yeah. And
one of the times that he sees it, there's the black pool, which is kind of related to, like, the River Styx and Underworld. Yep.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's said about it is that it provides protection and invulnerability if you bathe yourself in the waters of it.
Let me guess, there's a scene where Benjen
gets knocked in. Benjen gets knocked into it by Lyanna.
Oh my god, I remember you telling me about that.
Gets knocked into
when
the black
they were
pool
kids.
By Lyanna.
What a bitch.
They were playing,
when they were kids.
You know, the game where you put a stick over the water and you have to try and keep yourself on it?
Oh, the log rolling?
Yeah.
No, they were sword fighting.
Wasn't there, like, didn't they put, like, a stick or something over the water?
No, they were sword fighting over the water.
Yeah.
And Bran wasn't sure. At first he thought it was him and Arya.
Right.
Then he's like, no, me and Arya never did that. So then we're led to believe, oh, okay, so it's Lyanna and Benjen.
Yeah.
And Benjen gets knocked into the water.
Oh.
Into the water that, in Greek mythology, makes you, like, invulnerable to harm.
Okay.
So I have a feeling that Benjen is still alive and unharmed and well somewhere above the wall.
I don't know.
So is it kind of like the same water as... So, because, like, Achilles, he was bathed... Wasn't he bathed in the River Styx? And she held him by his heel, which is why he had the Achilles heel.
Which is why the one spot was, that could be harmed.
But correct. Wasn't it the River Styx that he was bathed? Yeah. So if Benjen went full balls in...
Right.
Then he's good.
Exactly.
He might be good. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, with that information, I might have to change that he's still alive then too. I'm just saying, like,
should we have a poll for our listeners?
We can do that. We can do that on Facebook.
I can put a poll on Facebook or on the website, either or.
Yeah, we can do that.
Doesn't Twitter do polls too?
Twitter does polls.
The one podcast we listen to, they do it every week.
Yeah, we could do a poll. We could put a poll on Twitter and on Facebook.
Yeah, we can do that.
People can fill it out. We could do it on the Facebook because we don't have Twitter set up right now.
Oh, so yeah, that's right.
We can do it on Facebook for right now.
We'll have Twitter maybe by the time this episode drops.
No, probably. Well,
I mean, not up and running and like full stuff, but like we'll have a Twitter that you can look at.
We'll do a poll on the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/the Ironwood Network. Or just go to Facebook and search Ironwood Network.
Yes.
And it'll come up. And we'll put a poll up there.
Or randomly look through some memes and you'll see that I've posted on there.
Whether or not you...
That could be how you found us.
Probably just easier for them to just search for the page instead of trying to go find a meme and then backtrack through the comments to get around. Now,
I'm saying that may be how they found us.
That's fine, but it's still easier for them to find the poll to just go to our page.
All right, go to our page, you guys. Just go to our page.
So, facebook.com/the Ironwood Network, or search for the Ironwood Network on Facebook, and take the poll and tell us whether or not you think Benjen is still alive or not. I think yes.
I think yes.
I think he still has an important part to play, or else George would have cut that dangling thread long time ago if there wasn't a reason to keep the thread dangling.
That's true. He doesn't like loose ends.
Yeah, he doesn't leave loose ends for no reason. So.
Yeah. So that's fair.
So it's not a loose end yet.
I mean, I'm not saying that he's not. I don't think he's alive. I don't think his heart is beating, that he's breathing, that he's a normal human being, unchanged from birth. he might still be around, and he might still exist and be up and walking like a white.
Yeah, he's invulnerable. Sorry.
So, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, until proven otherwise, I'm still on the he might not be breathing.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm
going to
do
say
that with
everything.
a lot of the theories.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So, I guess that's going to bring coverage of Tyrion 3.
Yeah, well, we just talked about Jon.
It's close enough to a Jon chapter.
Yeah.
Same place.
Same place,
same time, and Jon made an appearance.
Yeah. Still a bunch of crows.
So that's the end of the discussion for the chapter.
And now we need chapter titles.
We do need to come up with a chapter title.
Don't ask me.
I literally
won't. Fine.
I just kept thinking of that. Is it Pink Floyd song, Another Brick in the Wall? I just kept thinking of Another Dwarf in the Wall.
Another Dwarf in the Wall?
Yeah. I don't know how many dwarfs have been in the wall or at the wall, but that's all I could think of was just another dwarf at the wall.
So, Dwarf at the Wall. Another dwarf at the wall.
Yep. I like that.
All right, we can go with Another Dwarf at the Wall. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Every time that song has come up in the past couple of weeks, that's every time it plays on the radio, that's all I hear. And I'm like,
why?
Huh?
Why?
I don't know. It's all I think about reading this because he's at the wall and he's like actually on the wall.
All
right. So from here on out throughout the realms, Jon chapter 3 Tyrion chapter 3 of A Game of Thrones shall be known as Another Dwarf at the Wall.
Yes. Immortalized, you guys.
You guys are too much.
All right. That will be the end of this discussion. Hit us up on the Facebook at facebook.com/Ironwood Network. If you like what we're doing, if you want to donate $1, get early access to the show. Donate $5, get early access, plus a shout out, plus the opportunity to come on the show and record an episode with us. Do $5 at our Patreon, which is patreon.com/Ironwood. Or just go to Patreon and search for the Ironwood Network. It'll come up as well.
Indeed.
Let's see. We've got the Instagram.
We got the Instagrams, which is IW Network.
Yep.
We're going to be getting the Twitter.
On the Twitters.
On the Twitters, we're either going to be...
No. Just no.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll wait till the next episode.
We'll release when we actually decide what we are instead of telling people one thing and then doing something completely different.
Well, I was going to say, there's two I've got in mind. So that's it.
Just wait.
But we'll find out which one works.
Just wait.
Yeah, we'll let you know when it works.
Yeah, probably better that way.
I'm just saying.
Don't get ahead of yourself, honey.
I love putting the carriage before the horse.
Yeah. Anyway. On that note, we're going to leave you before you get any more misinformation from Widow Wolfsbane. Goodbye.
Bye.